Hey, welcome to Daily Bravo Drama. In this audio, we will be talking about Melania Giudice's domestic violence arrest involving Luis Ruelas, Lisa Hofstein beating her felony eavesdropping charges, Katie Janela exposing Orange County producers, TERESA Giudice's new tell-all memoir, and so much more. We'll cover everything coming up in this audio. Hey, this is Delilah.
Hey, this is Fahid.
Welcome to Reality TV Audio Podcast, where we break down the latest in reality TV every day.
Yeah, and to give you all a quick overview of our mission for this deep dive, we're basically taking today's massive stack of reality TV articles and, filtering out all the white noise.
Exactly, just giving you the exact facts you need to know without the overwhelming info dumps. We are looking at the raw mechanics of these stories today.
Right, because the timeline of public perception versus actual reality is moving incredibly fast right now. Like, especially when we look at how these reality stars handle crisis management.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is exactly what is happening with this this viral news cycle surrounding Melania Giudice.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack this right away, because the contrast between what the police blotters say and what her Instagram grid says is giving me major whiplash.
Yeah, the optics are wild.
Right. So we are looking at a reported domestic violence arrest following what sources are calling an explosive fight. And the key figure here is Luis Ruelas.
He is. So according to the reports, Luis stepped in to try and restrain her or, physically calm her down during major disputes she was having with one of her sisters.
Okay.
And because Luis is already such a polarizing figure in the Bravo universe, his physical involvement in an altercation with his stepdaughter just instantly set the internet on fire.
Right. I mean, it's like trying to put out a PR fire with a greeting card.
Literally.
Because right after the news of the arrest broke, Melania immediately posted a Father's Day tribute. She called Luis the best stepdad anyone can ask for, saying he deserves the world.
Right, which is quite the timing.
And then, literally in the same breath, she thanked her biological dad, Joe, for being strong like a dragon. I mean, the dragon quote alone is wild.
Yeah, it's very specific.
But to post this glowing tribute while the press is actively trying to figure out if you, hit him during a domestic dispute, it's just a lot.
Well, the reporting from Naughty But Nice really highlights the gaps in the story here. The public speculation immediately pivoted to Luis's exact role in the physical altercation, right? Because the records state he had to restrain her. It is currently unknown if she actually hit him, but reporters are pointing out it's completely plausible he could have been struck in the process of her trying to break free.
Right, in the chaos of it all.
Exactly. The secrecy surrounding the event is really what is generating the headlines.
It's basically a masterclass in trying to use social media to override a legal narrative.
Definitely.
But sometimes the legal narrative is just, too severe to spin on Instagram, which is exactly what Nene Leak's 36-year-old son, Bryson Bryant, is dealing with right now down in Georgia.
Yeah, his situation in the court system is compounding rapidly. So he was recently picked up for failing to pay child support.
Okay.
But that arrest triggered a much larger pre-existing legal issue. He violated his probation from a 2024 fentanyl case, and he failed to appear for a hearing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's currently sitting behind bars with a bond set at $27,000.
And the mechanics of that original charge are really complicated, right? Because he didn't just get caught with substances.
No, he actively tried to manipulate the police report.
Right, that's what I thought.
Yeah, during questioning for that fentanyl case, he gave the police his younger brother Brent's name.
Which is, throwing your brother under the bus like that.
Right, and that led to an entirely separate charge for giving false information to an officer. So, when you are on probation for a felony substance charge and you catch a failure to appear, the court system stops being lenient.
Yeah, they don't mess around with that.
Exactly. A $27,000 bond for a probation violation indicates the judge views him as a significant flight risk, or just entirely non-compliant.
It's incredibly heavy. I know Nene spoke on a podcast back in 2023 about his addiction issues, admitting he had relapsed several times and that she was taking this tough love approach.
Right. It's a very sad situation for the family.
It is. You can see how the reality of the justice system eventually takes over when family interventions fail. But it's one thing when the courts are dealing with probation violations. It's a completely different ballgame when reality stars actively try to use the courts as a weapon against each other in a divorce.
Which brings us to Lisa Hofstein in Miami.
Yes. She just officially beat those felony communications interception charges against her and her ex-boyfriend, Jody Glidden.
Yeah, and just to recap the facts, they were accused of planting a listening device in Lenny Hochstein's car.
Right, to intercept private communications during their incredibly bitter divorce back in March 2023.
Exactly. And Lisa came out immediately after the news broke and basically took a victory lap.
Oh, a massive victory lap. She said, and this is an exact quote, "The Miami Beach Police Department declined this case more than 3 years ago." And she explicitly stated she was tired of seeing the legal system used as a weapon to hurt her.
We do have to look at the actual mechanics of how these charges were dropped, though, because it wasn't just a judge tossing it out of nowhere.
Oh, what happened?
Well, TMZ reported that a counselor for Miami-Dade County's Advocate Program told prosecutors that Lisa had finished all of her requirements.
Wait, let me stop you right there. She entered a pretrial diversion program.
Yes, she did.
Because she's parading this as a total from day one exoneration. Doesn't entering a diversion program usually mean you are accepting some level of responsibility in exchange for the charges going away?
It's a fascinating gray area in the legal system, honestly. In many jurisdictions, pretrial diversion programs are offered to first-time offenders or for specific nonviolent charges.
Right.
So you don't always have to formally plead guilty on the record, but you do have to agree to complete community service, classes, or pay fines. Once you check all those boxes, the state agrees to drop the charges.
Okay, so Lisa completed her checklist, the counselor requested the dismissal, and the state formally dropped it in open court.
Exactly.
So it's less, I was completely innocent and the cops realized they made a mistake, and more, I played the legal game, finished my homework, and cleared the board. That is a huge distinction.
It is a massive distinction.
Right.
But on camera, she gets to claim total victory against her ex-husband.
Well, Lisa fought a battle in a courtroom that was documented by cameras, but over in Orange County, the real battle is happening entirely behind the cameras with production.
Right, the Katie Janela situation.
Yeah, Katie just exited the show after 2 seasons, and she is burning the Bravo playbook on her way out.
She is completely lifting the veil on how producers manufacture conflict. Katie claims producers specifically instructed her to bring up the rumor about Heather Dubrow calling the paparazzi.
But it goes so much deeper than just feeding someone a rumor to repeat. Here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Oh, for sure.
I want you to imagine being a reality TV rookie. You get cast, you're excited, and then you slowly realize you are just a chess piece being moved around a board to service the veterans.
Right. The power dynamics are crazy.
Katie revealed that production wanted to film a scene with her at a Japanese grocery store, and she explicitly refused, pointing out the obvious fact that she isn't Japanese.
Yeah.
She said she walked right back out.
Think about the mechanics of that request from production, though. They aren't just documenting her real life.
Yeah.
They are trying to visually establish a cultural narrative or aesthetic for her character that isn't even authentic to who she is.
Right, it's just set dressing to them.
Exactly. And when she refused, it immediately created friction. She also alleges Gina Kirschenheiter outright told her to make things up for the cameras.
The craziest part to me, though, was when Bravo actually called Katie and asked her to do damage control for her castmates.
Oh, the PR thing.
Yeah. Emily, Jennifer, and Gretchen were getting intense online hate, and Bravo wanted the rookie to put out a statement telling fans to stop.
Katie's response was perfect, honestly. She asked, "Why is that my responsibility?"
Exactly.
This reveals a massive structural issue within reality TV right now.
Right.
Networks rely on new cast members to be the villains or the instigators to protect the veteran talent who actually bring in the ratings.
Right, because they need the veterans to stay likable.
But when the fans turn on the veterans, the network expects the rookie to take the heat or fix the PR mess. Katie essentially realized she was hired to be a human shield, and she just opted out.
It's wild to see someone actually refuse to play the game.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, you have rookies who walk onto a set with a highly specific agenda to use the network for everything it's worth.
Oh, we are definitely talking about Daisy Toya.
Yes, look at the new season 16 cast member of The Real Housewives of New York.
Daisy is coming in with a very established pedigree she is Martha Stewart's longtime makeup artist.
Which is a huge flex.
It is, but sources close to production are leaking that Daisy has made it incredibly clear she is using her 15 minutes of Housewives fame to pivot her career so she can finally quit working for Martha.
She is basically treating Bravo like a premium LinkedIn profile.
Exactly. And that overt careerism has caused a major rift with Sai De Silva.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, Sai, who apparently knew Daisy for years before filming, called her behavior gross. Sai accused her of having an elitist attitude and criticized her for leaving Martha high and dry just to chase reality TV clout.
Wait, didn't the cast confront her about it?
They did. The cast even cornered Daisy on camera to ask if she was in Martha's will.
That is brutal. They're actively trying to expose her motivations while filming.
Oh, 100%.
Well, before we move on to how veterans handle their own narratives, I have to give a quick shout out to our listener, Sarah from Chicago, who asked us a few weeks ago about the rumor of a new Bravo book dropping. Sarah, you were right on the money.
She absolutely was. Because speaking of using a massive platform to tell your side of the story and control your career narrative, TERESA GIUDICE is releasing a tell-all memoir.
It's called The Queen of New Jersey. And the subject matter is really heavy.
It covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, it covers her divorce from Joe, the loss of her parents, finding love with Luis Ruelas, and having that new relationship tested in the most public ways imaginable.
The content is one thing, but the business mechanics behind this book release are what's truly fascinating to me.
How so?
Well, she is not using a traditional publisher. She is going through Ballast Books, which is a hybrid self-publishing model.
Why does that matter? Like, what is the difference between this and a normal book deal?
So in traditional publishing, the publisher pays you in advance, but they own the rights, they control the editing, and they shape the final narrative to make sure it sells.
Okay, that makes sense.
Ballast flips that model. The author actually pays the publisher for the production services up front.
Wait, really?
Yeah, there is no advance. But in exchange, the author retains 100% total control over the creative process and the final manuscript.
Oh, wow. So traditional publishing is like renting an apartment, like they pay to fix the plumbing, but they hold the keys and tell you what color you can paint the walls.
Right.
TERESA is essentially buying the house. She pays the mortgage up front, but she gets to knock down whatever wall she wants and tell the story exactly how she sees it.
That is the perfect analogy. And the book's description leans incredibly heavily into setting the record straight.
I'm sure it does.
By bypassing a corporate editing board, TERESA guarantees that her version of events, especially regarding Luis, won't be watered down or fact-checked by lawyers worried about network relationships. She is basically buying total ownership of her reality.
Which makes sense because she constantly complains about her relationship being publicly tested and scrutinized. And that intense scrutiny over romantic and financial choices perfectly mirrors what a star on the Valley is dealing with right now.
You're talking about Brittany Cartwright.
I am. She recently had to publicly defend the fact that she was giving her ex-boyfriend, Brandon Hansen, money.
Yes, and the logistics of this are so messy.
So messy. Brittany explained that Brandon works a full-time job, but he also has custody of his kids half the time. So if he wanted to see Brittany on the weekends, he had to take time off work.
Right, which means losing money.
Exactly. Brittany felt incredibly guilty that she was taking him away from his kids and their financial security. So she essentially paid him to replace the wages he lost while spending time with her.
Wow.
She insisted she won't do it again, but the internet had an absolute field day with it.
Well, it really highlights the hidden economics of dating post-divorce.
Yeah, it does.
When you factor in rigid custody schedules and hourly wages versus reality TV salaries, the power dynamic shifts dramatically. She explicitly stated she wasn't paying him to be her boyfriend.
Right.
She emphasized that she empathized with the financial strain of divorce because, she is currently navigating it herself.
But so, what does this actually mean for their dynamic? I want you to think about this. If you have to cut a check to the guy you are seeing just so he can afford to take you to dinner without his kids suffering, is that just being empathetic to a custody situation?
Or does it set a bad precedent?
Exactly. Does the guilt of navigating your own divorce completely blind you to a toxic financial precedent? It's a fascinating gray area, and her peers definitely judged her for it.
Judgment from peers over bad romantic choices is the bread and butter of reality TV.
Okay.
And we are seeing that exact dynamic play out right now with the cast of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Oh, Selam W is delivering.
But instead of doing it in confessional interviews, they're doing it directly in the comment section.
The shading is so real. Michaela Matthews and Jesse Draper are in a very public feud.
Yeah, Michaela went on an interview and shaded Jesse's decision to rekindle her romance with Marciano Burnett.
And she didn't hold back.
No, she specifically referenced his lies and the emotional affair he had last season, saying it is incredibly hard to watch a friend make bad decisions. Michaela basically argued that she had to distance herself for her own sanity.
Which is a pretty standard reality TV talking point.
True.
But Jessie didn't wait for a reunion to respond. She went straight to the Instagram comments and wrote, "If being treated like a literal queen is a bad decision, sign me up."
It's that immediate gratification. Taking the drama out of the confessional and putting it on text-based apps seems to be the entire Bravo strategy this week.
It really does. If you look over at Threads, it has turned into a total war zone for these casts.
Threads is fascinating because it's text only and feels less filtered than Instagram or TikTok. Lindsay Hubbard just used it to flawlessly execute a public relations pivot regarding rumors about her and Wes Wilson.
Okay, yes. A fan went on Threads and speculated that Lindsay must have slept with Wes Wilson before she got him cast on Summer House.
Because West historically sleeps with a lot of women.
Right. And Lindsay didn't ignore it. She replied instantly with, "Absolutely fucking not."
Very direct.
But then she immediately pivoted to humor. Another fan commented that at the reunion, West came across as a mumbling, sweaty hot dog, while Kyle Cook came across as a hot dog daddy.
That's hilarious.
And Lindsay jumped back in to reply, "I see what you did there, and I like it."
Notice the mechanics of what she did there. She aggressively shuts down a rumor that threatens her reputation, and in the very next breath, she aligns herself with the audience by co-signing a devastating insult aimed at her co-star.
She is managing her image in real time,
Completely bypassing the network's PR team.
Katie Maloney is taking the exact same approach on Threads, though the audience reception is vastly different. She just took aim at Love Island USA star Parmita Parmidu Kashani.
Yeah, a viewer posted a screenshot calling Parmita Parmidu the bombshell of all bombshells.
And Katie couldn't help herself.
Katie Maloney replied to the public thread, writing, "All I can see was lip filler that desperately needed to be massaged out."
The fans were entirely split on this. Some people totally agreed, like one fan who claimed to be an injector chimed in to say the lumpy filler was wild and questioned how she could go on international television like that.
Right.
But a huge chunk of the fan base turned on Katie, asking why she spends 24/7 acting like a hater on an app and telling her to leave a rookie reality star alone.
It's the classic audience divide, right?
Yeah.
When does throwing shade cross the line into bullying a stranger's aesthetics?
Exactly.
But while Parmita Parmida is dealing with minor cosmetic critiques, another Love Island bombshell is facing a career-ending crisis that exposes a massive flaw in modern reality TV production.
We have to talk about Casa Amor bombshell Alana Kaiser because the timeline of her downfall is just staggering.
It happened in a matter of hours. Just hours after Alana made her debut on Peacock, fans unearthed the video of her allegedly singing along to a song and using a racial slur.
Wow.
Almost simultaneously, an old Instagram comment surfaced where she appeared to type out the exact same word. The fan base mobilized instantly, demanding Peacock remove her from the villa.
This is what I don't understand, though. How do a bunch of fans on Twitter find this material in 4 hours, but a multi-million-dollar streaming network with an entire background check department misses it during a months-long casting process?
It happens constantly because network vetting is often outsourced. They rely on automated flaggers for specific keywords, which can completely miss video, audio, or deleted comments.
That makes sense, but still.
Fans, however, operate like digital detectives. They crowdsource the deep dive. And if we look at the mechanics of how Love Island handles these crises, the precedent is very clear.
Right, they act fast.
They removed a contestant earlier this very season for a past offensive video. And back in season 7, producers pulled 2 Islanders for resurfaced racially insensitive comments.
So they have a track record.
The network's established track record means they have zero tolerance for this once it hits the timeline, purely from a liability and advertiser standpoint. We're just reporting the facts of the fan outrage here, but the backlash is massive.
It's a catastrophic failure of vetting. But while Love Island scrambles to figure out who they are actually putting on camera, a veteran from RHOA just proved she knows exactly how to dominate the camera.
Oh, Angela Oakley.
Yes. Angela went on Watch What Happens Live and casually dropped enough tea to fill an entire 15-episode season.
It was a masterclass in operational efficiency. Angela sat down and immediately started clearing the board of every lingering rumor.
Where did she even start?
She started with her daughter Amari's hidden lesbian wedding.
Right.
Angela didn't get defensive. She just clearly stated she wanted to be there, noting she has supported Amari and her wife since her daughter was 12 years old.
Boom. Family drama addressed. Then she pivots straight into the Shemaya Morton cheating rumors.
And she didn't just blame her husband Charles for starting them.
Nope, she boldly confirmed she heard the rumors from outside sources too. Though she did, soften the blow by adding that they vacation together and Shemaya has a rock-solid marriage.
Right, she drops the grenade and then casually walks away from it. But she saved the best for Kelly Farrell.
The financial shade was crazy.
Angela attacked Kelly's finances, claiming Kelly is only using Phaedra Parks for her divorce representation because Kelly is completely broke and Phaedra is doing it pro bono.
That gasp I let out.
Her exact quote was, "If you can't afford it, don't partake," implying Kelly is drowning in debt, trying to maintain a fake lifestyle.
And just to put the cherry on top, she casually mentions that Rihanna slid into her DMs after Angela shaded Pinky Cole on the show.
Of course she did.
She looks right at the camera and says, "Rihanna, I love you. We friends now." I mean, look at what she just did in one interview.
It was incredibly calculated.
She checked the boxes for emotional family trauma, cast betrayal, financial fraud rumors, and A-list celebrity validation. If we connect this to the bigger picture, Angela is showing the rookies exactly how to secure a peach for next season.
She understands the assignment perfectly. And honestly, that brings us to the end of our stack of sources for today.
It's been a wild ride.
It has. We've looked at how these stars manipulate the system. From Katie Janela refusing to play the producer's game, to TERESA buying the rights to her own story, to Angela producing an entire season's worth of storylines in 5 minutes of airtime.
Just a reminder that today was purely about delivering the facts of the reality TV news cycle. No moral lessons, just the raw details of what happened, and we have so much more coming.
Definitely.
Make sure you subscribe, because tomorrow we are breaking down a massive $1 million lawsuit that just hit a Beverly Hills legend, and you will not believe who is testifying.
It's going to be huge.
Before we go, think about this. From Katie Janela being handed a script to Teresa self-publishing her own narrative, how much of reality TV is just a battle over who gets to hold the pen? Something to chew on while you wait for the next episode.